everybody, welcome back to my channel. To all my subscribers, my family members, welcome back. Thank you so much for always being here, for subscribing, for um liking the videos, for commenting. This really means a lot to me. And yeah, I'm still a new YouTuber. It's very discouraging if people don't say anything. But yeah, to all of you who are new here, yeah, my name is Nomble Kazadi, like I said, and I started this channel to inspire, encourage those who are going through physical challenges like I am. Uh, all in all, to just tell my story of what I went through and hoping that it will touch someone's life out there and remind them that you're not alone. And even though you're not going through physical challenges, but um, whatever it is that we are going through in life, because I've I've noticed, or I've came to discover, that each and everyone have their own story. We are all going through stuff that they're different. Yes, they're categorized, but yeah. So it's just that it's unfortunate that other people, they're going through a lot than others, but we are all going through something. And listening to someone else's testimony like mine, it can encourage you to say, you know what, if Nobelo did it, I can also do it. And yeah, so that's why I started this channel. You're all welcome here. I hope you fall in love. I hope you stay, and don't forget to like all my videos. Don't just come in and watch without liking. And like I said, just comment and say something. Support your girl, encourage me, so that I'll continue to reach out to those who really need to hear this message. I believe that I'm sharing um, the word of God in a different way. I'm sharing the God's love in a different way, because being saved from death, it shows that not that God doesn't love everyone, it shows that God has saved me for a purpose. And I believe sometimes that this is the purpose that I was saved for, to go out there and spread his love and share his love. And yeah, I believe that's why I'm still alive today, so that I can talk to you and encourage you that it's okay. I went through this and you also will pass through it. So, um, we are going to talk about depression today. It's just an intro. Depression is a very, 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 very deep, and it's having lots of strands, and it's just way too deep. And um, I'll share my depression journey. And I believe that there are people who are going through depression and they really don't know if they are going through that, because that's what happened to me. I didn't know. I just thought maybe I was just being weird because of the car accident. I'm just, you know, that's why I'm acting weird, rather. So yeah, there are a lot of things that can cause depression. For those of you who don't know, depression is a mental disorder that is triggered by trauma, childhood trauma, like me, car accident. Others is abuse. Others is, it's just a lot. Others is a too much working stress, like when you stress a lot to a point where you can't control it, that can cause depression. With myself, being in pain every day, like today it's very cold. I heard that in KZN, some parts of KZN, it's snowing, it's very cold. Other people's oh, sorry about that, I had to go and put lip gloss. My lips are very dry. And yeah, so I heard that some part of KZN, they're having snow, so that's why we are affected the side. It's cold. I didn't even go to church because my legs, they were just like, I was in bed the whole day yesterday. That was on Saturday, today is Sunday. And yeah, so I didn't want to go out again and make myself worse. And that's one of the challenges that I'm going through in life, where I have to always make sure that I'm warm, and make sure that I prevent myself from pain, because it's just too much, right? So remember, I'm having like some plates all over my legs and my face. So whenever it's cold, it attracts that it attract cold in my bones, so my bones become very, very, very cold and very painful. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't go to church today. But yeah, we were coming back to the topic of depression. I can say that there are a lot of people who go through too much depression because of the loss of their loved one, and others, they go through depression because of finances, not finding a job for a long time, others divorce, others rejection, being rejected at home, not being appreciated, others too much workload. Like, you can work a lot to a point where you think that maybe you are running away from pain, but you work a lot to a point where you find yourself stressed and depressed. And so there are a lot of things that others, being abused in the house by parents or by your spouse, poor, if you're poor, you not being able to meet your daily needs or support your kids. That can be so stressful. I feel like that's one of the things that can depress someone to a point where it affects you to be depressed. So yeah, I remember I heard someone's testimony that they were depressed because they were being made fun of, rather they were mocking them because of their body shape. We, especially on social media, we don't really know how much of a damage we make on the remarks that we make on people. Wow, you are having a big body. Wow, you are very dark. Wow, you're ugly. Wow, take off that thing. Wow, your hairstyle is bad. Let us rather focus on saying beautiful things on people and leave the negative one alone. Unless if that person is your friend, you sit down with them nicely and tell them that, friend, today your makeup it's not make sure in a friendly way, because that person knows you, that whenever you say something, you're not saying it because you mock them. And then there are people who also will make a joke about you, not knowing that they are making a joke, but they are indirectly telling you. I think we all have those people in our lives where they'll make a joke and like, no, no, that kind of a joke, and they think that they are making a joke, but it actually hurts. Then there are other people who actually make a joke just to hurt you, and you find yourself being hurt. These are the little things that cause people to go into depression, and we don't like consider it. We think it's just something. She knows most that she's ugly, so I'm just reminding her. That's very wrong. I don't encourage anyone to make that kind of jokes, unless if that person, you are like this together and you can make jokes anyhow. You're always joking. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say, let us be mindful of what we are saying to other people. And depression is real. I've seen lots of people committing suicide, rich people, people you ask yourself, they were depressed. They're having all those cars and their kids, they're going to private schools. Why are they depressed? Like, why? It doesn't make sense, because you are not in their shoes. You don't know what they're going through. And depression is real, guys. Don't say because Nomblelo, she's married, her husband loves her the way that she is, why is she depressed? You don't ask a person that. Depression, it's more like a contagious disease. It comes and attacks you when you're least expected, and it's just spread through your body, and like, let me just say, your brain and your mind, where you find yourself in a place that is very sad. I don't know if I make sense. So the point that I wanted to raise in this video is that being depressed as a black person or as a black woman, it's not easy. We grew up knowing that therapies, they were for white people. It's only white people who are stressed. Us Black people, we are not depressed. What is depression? Um, I've seen young people killing themselves, like lots of stories of young people killing themselves because their parents think that they are just seeking for attention. And we don't realize that our children are going through um, depression because of what they are going through at school. And yeah, so we start to say, yeah, 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 that's why she's acting like this. She never moods. Like, we don't really grasp the concept of depression as Black people. And it's not easy to get support in a Black community. It's not. And it's even worse, gay, if you're a Christian and Black and depressed. Oh God. What I went through, it's it's not easy. I remember there was a lady who, you know, when I was going through depression myself, I'm going to, this is part one, I'm going to give you all the things that I did or the signs that I had um, uh, when I noticed that I had depression, or when people notice that I'm depressed. So I remember this lady, these words, they will forever be in my brain. I'm getting tired, I don't know why. They'll forever be in my mind. And it's not like I'm angry. I understood where she's coming from because she's a Christian and she's Black. And I don't expect any people, especially Christians, or not that they are bad people, but we are too much driven by faith and by prayer. And to hear someone say, I'm depressed, why are you depressed while you can pray? You understand? So she was coming from that angle. And but she said to me, you like to throw a pity party. It's time that you stand up and 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 go out there. Stop pitying yourself. You're always in your house, you don't have to go anywhere. She was not saying it in a bad way, to be honest. That's why I'm not angry at her. That's why it hurt me, but I understood as well where she was coming from. I'm throwing myself a pity party because I'm always sick. I'm not the only one who's sick. There are people who are on wheelchair. There are people who are, but I want to feel sorry for myself all the time. I'm going to stand up and go out there and do something. She was coming from a good place, but I didn't understand it because I was still depressed. I felt like she's oppressing or depressing me even more. So that's one of the things I want to say. It's not easy to be depressed as a Christian Black woman, because people expect you to pray out of your depression. They expect you to pray out of your trauma. They expect you to pray and read your word out of your stress. Do you understand? Which is right. But again, we are human. I want to talk for myself. It was hard for me to be in that dark place. It was hard for me to even know that I was depressed, because I didn't know that I was depressed. But after a while, when I went to a therapist, that's when I realized that no, oh my God, I'm really depressed. So it's not easy to be depressed as a Black person in Africa, as a Christian. I mean, what is depression? Why are you depressed? Because you have a husband who loves you. You have children who are healthy. Your kids are going to private schools. God, it's not about money. One of the things that my therapist told me that was depressing me is the change on my face. The fact that I have to accept that I don't have an eye anymore as a woman. just picture yourself, they come to you and say, ma'am, we have to remove your eye. Just be there right now. Put yourself in my shoes. How are you going to feel? Seeing yourself smiling in a different way. Seeing yourself gaining weight because you are not mobile enough to go around, and you eat yourself to sleep all the time because you're always in pain. Picture yourself in a position where you watch the weather and see that tomorrow is about to, or let me just say today is Sunday, Tuesday it's going to rain. You're already panicking. That goodness, cloudy weathers, by the way, they are very brutal. I sometimes tell my husband that I prefer winter than cloudy temperatures. So imagine yourself watching a weather, and it tells you that on Tuesday it's going to rain. You already know that my operations are going to just be all over the place. You know, you already know that I'll be in pain. Imagine that life. Not only that, imagine watching your husband goes to work and remembering that, by the way, I can't walk normally. I walk with a limp. By the way, I'm gaining too much weight now. By the way, I don't have an eye. What if he sees someone who's more beautiful than me? Be in a situation where you see yourself, you're having children, they are crying, Mommy, I'm hungry. You can't stand up and do it yourself. You have to ask a nanny or someone who's helping in the house, can you please help my child to eat? Guys, you know, we just judge people sometimes, but it's hard. Let us learn to be lenient. Let us learn to be nice. Let us learn to not judge other people and say you are throwing yourself a pity party. You're feeling sorry for yourself. It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm not justifying the fact that I didn't go to God and cry to him to take me out of that, to remove all the thoughts that the devil was planting in my mind. I don't, it's not an excuse, okay? But I was in depression because of that. I was a changed person. I had to go through, how many surgeries did I go through? More than 15 operation surgeries, like, what do you call it? Going in theater and they turn you off, then like you die, then they operate you, then you come back. Imagine that, having an appointment, your doctor said, no, Nomblelo, tomorrow we need to reconstruct your eye. I mean, next week, so you have to come to hospital. That trauma of you going in there and not waking up to see your kids again, it's, guys, it's a lot. I don't want to sit here and lie and say, I mean, I had a car accident, God was with me. Yes, God was with me. Yes, I was okay. I was just fine. I found peace in me and I became okay. And, you know, I just thank God. I just walked out of the hospital. I was happy. I do not want to lie to you. Healing is a process. To be healed, to be where I am today, it's a process. And I was going through the most without knowing that I am depressed. One of the things that I had the normal depression signs. I didn't want to go out. If you can hear, like, if you can listen to one of my previous videos, there's a place where there's a section where I mentioned that I hate shopping. That became a habit to a point where even now I don't like shopping. So I I hated going out. My husband sometimes will come back from work and pick me up to go and shower. I would eat myself to a point where I'm in pain. Did you ever eat until you feel like now I'm in pain? I would eat like that. And I don't want to lie to you. I would always snap on my kids. I would always shout. I would want my space. I would lie my way out of things for me just to not go out. I would put my husband into deep misery because I'm angry. My moods are just not there. I'll talk to him anyhow. I will lie and say I don't want to go to church. I'm not feeling okay. I'll lie and say I don't want to go out for because we used to go for dates a lot. When we before the car accident, I would make excuses that I do not want to go because of this. I was afraid that people are looking at me. I really felt like everyone can see through me. You know, he will always tell me that, wow, I really like your smile right now. I really, really like it. I'm like, you know, when you know that someone is lying to you, they are saying something different because they love you and you don't see that. I think I prefer you a bit thicker than you being thin. Then you're like, stop lying to me. And I become more angry if you tell me that. My wife, you're beautiful. I'll be like, okay, if that makes you happy to think that I'm beautiful, then you can have that, but I'm not. So these are the things that I put him through, where he will want to appreciate me and make himself happy by making me happy, but I'll reject that. And my kids, they'll want to come back from preschool, and you know, in preschool they are learning new songs, new dances, and they paint like pictures, and they'll come back every time. Whenever they do something at school, they'll do it for me. Like, they'll do it so that they'll come and show me. They never gave up. They never, at their young age, they never gave up. They'll go, mommy, we learn a ring a rosy, whatever. I didn't even learn the song because I was not interested. They'll come and sing it, and I'll be like, checking the time. Oh my God. Oh my God, baby, thank you. Even though I know that I was bored. I didn't want to hear that. And I'm afraid that, okay, now they understand because I set them down that my babies, I was going through this and I'm sorry. Even if they see this video, it won't affect them because they know that mommy went through this and they understand my condition. So there are a lot of things that I did. Rejected my family. I made sure that they don't come visit my house. And I remember even my sister once told my husband that I think that Sissy hates me because she doesn't call us. She never even invited us to her house. She just doesn't love us. I mean, particularly me, because I'm the sister cousin. I don't think that she loves me. She never called to ask how am I doing, and she just wants to live her life because she's married now. And when my husband told me, it really touched me to a point where I cried because I don't know how to do it. I do love them, but I don't know how to reach out and call them and say, Ceci, I miss you. I don't know how to do that. I mean, I didn't know how to do it. And if someone calls me, I'll just ignore the calls. You know, all those habits that, or let me say the symptoms that depressed people do. I had all of them. To do my hair, my husband have to call someone from a salon to come and do my hair in the house because I didn't want to go anywhere. Didn't want anyone to touch my head. I didn't want anyone to hurt me. I couldn't stand any pain. This is one of the reasons why I have dreadlocks, because the fact that I have to think of a new hairstyle now and again, and they go in open lines and pull me and relax me and bend my head, it just traumatized me a lot. So I chose a safe hairstyle. Not that I chose a safe hairstyle that will look good on me and shy away from all the pain. So depression is real, guys. This is just an introduction to what I went through. I'm just slowly introducing you to what I went through, or my depression story. As a Black woman, we all know that Black people, we don't believe in depression. We don't believe that it's there. I think that's one of the things that nearly killed me, because I didn't know that I can be depressed. Like, whenever they're talking about it, it didn't even click to me. I thought that I was sad because I was always in pain. Guys, I was bad. One day I'll call my husband to come in and explain to you what I was doing, because it was bad. What I know is what caused it, because what I went through, it's a lot. Everyone knows the way that I explained my story through the car accident. Everyone knows that I went through a lot, and I may not be the only one. There are other people who went through worse than me. What's so special about her? Why is she depressed? I am me, and this was my journey. And it might happen that you don't know that you're depressed. One of the things that really put me through, not to even, okay, my husband is very African. He's from DRC, and he knows depression, but he didn't know that I was depressed like that until we went to see a psychologist and a psychiatrist. And so one of the things that I found that made me not to heal so fast is because I didn't have people around me to tell me that, Nomlelo, you need help. Not from church. Okay, from the church where I was going, no one noticed. Because I have this thing of, I'll really refuse to go out. But when people are here, I will never show that I'm in pain. That's me. I'll laugh. I'll be okay. So no one really knew that I was going through this kind of things. That's one of the things that we don't like what kills Black people. Because if I become moody now, my sister comes and visit me and I'm moody, everyone will know that Sis Nomlelo doesn't want me there. So what do I have to do? I have to like play along and pretend. And that is what is killing us as Blacks. It's because we don't want to express what we are going through to other people, yet we injure the people around us. So we need to identify that, you know what, I am starting to not like to bath very much. I'm starting not to like going out very much. I used to like shopping. Now I'm no longer doing it. I used to like to smile and laugh. I'm no longer doing that. I used to call people, like my friends will call for 30 minutes and talk. I'm no longer doing that. What is really happening? Go and get help, guys. I will share with you how many times did I try to commit suicide. That doesn't make me less of a Christian, by the way. No one has a right to judge me that I'm not Christian enough because I did that. It was my hormones. It was my journey. It was my feelings. Not because I was not praying enough. My husband was there always praying. I was praying all the time. It's not because I was not praying enough, but I had to go through that. For what reason? I will tell on the other story because my time is gone. I don't want to pass 30 minutes. So, guys, let us share. Next week, I'm going to share with you guys what all the symptoms, all the actions that I was doing, all the things that I was doing as a depressed person. How many people did I hurt? How many, what really happened? Who sticked around through that? And how did I overcome it? This is just part one. I don't know how many parts we'll have with this depression story, but I want you guys to know that after the trauma that I had, I didn't just wake up and say, oh, I'm fine. No, I went through worse than my physical pain. My mental health, my mental pains were like even more intense than my physical pains. So this car accident came to mess me up, but I'm still here. So I want us guys to talk about it next week. I'll tell you what how did I notice all the signs that I had, how many people did I offend, how many people sticked around through all that mess. And yeah, guys, it's not easy to be black and depressed, but just know that God loves you. And if ever you are having those signs, please go and seek help. It's not expensive to go to a just even public hospitals now. If you can't afford it, they do offer psychologists. Go to a psychologist, they might give you treatment, you'll be fine. And please, please, please don't entertain anything negative like wanting to kill yourself. I was there, and I'm going to share that on my next episode. So yeah, it's late now. I took my video very late. And I think I'll post this tomorrow. I always post my videos on Mondays. So yeah, I love you guys so much. If you've reached here, please, 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 please like this video, comment, so that ask me questions on the comments, so that I'll cover them on the next video. Ask me questions on how I dealt with my depression or whatever concerning the depressions or the car accident at all. Then I'll be able to cover them on the next episode. I love you guys so much. Good night. Bye.